Hey, hey, hey. All right, all right, all right. As I like to say. Anyways, Coach Curtis Phelan here. Just giving it a minute. Things populate. Let people on here. Um, so I've been going through Brad Sugars. If you don't know who Brad Sugars is, look him up. A very successful man. He's got a 30x wealth program, which I'm just kind of reviewing my notes every day and sharing my notes, what I've learned with everybody as quickly as I can in a short video. And he also has a business, 10x business and 10x life program that I'll be going through. And I'll share those notes as well. So if you benefit from these, great. Let me share my screen here. Got a busy, busy day. Helping lots of people, right? Going their life and business. So today was just finished. Got off a live call with them. Um, Day 6, passive income. So everyone's like, yay, passive income. A lot of people are, when it comes to passive income, there are a lot of misconceptions. Okay. So I'm going to go through these. So we're talking about active versus passive income, two different types of income. Active, right? Active income is your job, etc. If you have to show up or participate in generating your income, you have active income. That's active income. That's great. Okay, awesome. Passive income, you don't have to get out of bed. You go to bed with one amount of income and you wake up with more money in your bank account. That's passive income. Okay. Now, the first step is we need to increase our active income. And if you own your own business, obviously, you need to increase the profitability of your business. Okay. Your job, if you're in your job, you need to create more active income. You have a job, you need to earn more income, make more sales. Um, it doesn't matter if you're in sales, construction, whatever. There are ways to increase your income. Remember one of my other videos yesterday, the day before, go back and watch them if you didn't. It talks about adding value. So how do you increase your active income if you're in hourly wage, whatever? Like I said, if it's in sales, sell more, learn to sell better, sell more. Um, and before I'm going to get ahead of myself, I know I am, but um, the sales example, one thing in here, hopefully I don't skip over it later, but the more zeros you're comfortable in selling, the more wealth you're going to create. What does that mean? If you're selling a product or service and it's $1,000 product, going and selling it, typically, hopefully, you go and sell a $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, $1 million product, you're going to make more commissions, more income. So if you're in sales and you're great at sales and you're good at sales, make sure, and granted, keep in mind, depending on, where you live, different pay structures in different parts of the world, right? Um, when I was in Texas, I went out to Texas, build a coaching company, and living there for a few years, they pay a lot better for a lot of different types of jobs than they do down here in Florida. So whatever industry you're in, make sure you're in the right place to make the most amount of money doing the same activity. That's where I'm going with that, right? So if you're selling and you're good at sales, why not go, maybe you get into real estate and you become a realtor, real estate agent, right? Because let's say you're selling cars, like which one of my first jobs was selling cars, right? And I could sell cars and do really, really well. I was in the top 3%. I live in Naples, Florida. I was one of the top three salesmen at was it Germain Toyota, right? Then I went and worked with my brother. We owned a car dealership in New Hampshire, but if I had stayed there, I could have just kept being in the top three and probably making around six figures or so. But why not go sell real estate? More zeros, right? More zeros. You're gonna get bigger commissions, right? Why not? I'm selling already. I'm already doing the activity. I'm already working my butt off. I'm already talking to a million people a day, right? Exaggeration, but dozens of people a day. So why not go sell something with more zeros on the end? Because the commissions have more zeros in the end, right? Um, Now, granted, if you're not selling anything, what do I do? Of course, I work at an hourly wage. Maybe you can learn a skill. Maybe you can read some books. Maybe you can attend some classes. Maybe you can learn from some people. Maybe you take a temporary part-time job to learn to improve some skills that you can bring to your job, add value. Sit down with your boss, your manager, whatever. Ask them, how can I increase my income? What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? Maybe you need a different degree, right? Maybe you're a nurse and you need to, go back to school for a semester to learn something. So now you go to the next level in your job, right? There's always a way, always a way. Find ways to add value. It's all about adding value to your business. If you can add value to your business, to your company, typically you will make more money. Okay. Um, passives, making money while you sleep, right? As Warren Buffett said. How do you wake up with more money than when you went to bed with? How to increase your active income. I just went over that. Ask for a raise, promotion, commissions. We went over that. Allowances, benefits. Make sure you're with your job. Excuse me. You're maximizing your benefits and allowances, and all the things that your company offers, things like that. I went over adding skills, maybe getting a new job. Now, maybe you do. Maybe temporarily, short term, to increase your income, you got to get a second job, right? Maybe if you just have maxed out your one job, get another job if you can, right? Preferably, you want to get another job though to learn a skill or improve yourself so that you can, make more at one job, right? But whatever. The idea here is to increasing your active income, your money, so that you can have money to invest. We say over and over again, if you're not making $100,000 a year, focus more on active income, because you're going to need to save some serious money to really be able to invest to get out of your job. So, at first focus on active income, get to that 100K, get to that six figures in your active income in your job, and then focus on investing. Now, it doesn't mean you can't learn, right? It doesn't mean you can't learn about investing and things like that, but do that in your very, very, very part time, right? Focus on generating income, active income, saving up, that money, and then using that money to invest so that you can, eventually have more passive income than active income. I went over some of my notes here. I want to make sure I go through these. So passive income equals leverage, ever more with ever less, if that makes sense, right? Doing more with less, more results with less input, right? So passive income's not, like I said, it's not active. It's investing your money into things where it doesn't require your time, your energy, or any of that. For example, if you're a coach, okay, so I deal with a lot of coaches. One of the business I have, we have a turnkey system that, we help coaches. Another one is, coaching, doing one-on-one coaching with business owners, right? So if you're a coach, whatever you're doing for your niche, you have one-on-one coaching, right? So that's time for money, right? There's only so many clients you can handle. Now, I can handle a lot just because of the way, my experience, but most coaches can handle between 10 or 20 clients individually, coaching them one-on-one each week. It's about a maximum amount of clients you can effectively coach, okay? So how do you make more money? Well, maybe add group coaching, where you can now, instead of coaching 20 clients one-on-one, you coach once a week. You have 20 clients in a 1 or 2 hour, half training, half Q&A call once a week. You've now just, increased, maybe you can have 40 or 60 clients in that group coaching program. So not taking on more one-on-one clients, but actually lessening the amount of time with more clients, right? Group coaching. You can create books. You can create a membership site where it's like an online course, right? Webinars, things like that. So it's about leverage, okay? So there are 3 income classes, okay? Money. So I hope I didn't skip over this. I want to give all credit to Brad Sugars. This is who I'm learning from, okay? Oh, I did. I already went over that. Okay, so I want to make sure, because I don't, this is not my stuff, okay? And by the way, there's nothing new out there. This is not new knowledge. It's available. You just have to find it. You have to, but if you can find someone like Brad that already has done all that and you just learn from them, it's massive time saver, okay? Time and energy saver for you. So where was I? Okay, so there are 3 income classes. If you haven't read the book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, I recommend you go read it, by Robert Kiyosaki. But anyways, there's employee, there's self-employed, okay, on one side. And then on the other side, you have your business owner and investor. Well, what's the difference? There is a difference between self-employed and business owner, okay? For example, so most of you obviously know what an employee is. You work for somebody else, right? You trade your time for money. Self-employed, it's the same thing. You are still an employee. You're your own employee. Okay. So, you want to go from that side to the other side where you're a business owner. Now, the difference between a self-employed person and a business owner is you don't have to show up to work every day. You have managers and a team and everything like that does all the day-to-day operations. You don't have to actually be there. You own the business. Okay. You're the owner, but you're not working in the business. Okay. Same with investor. Your money is making you money. Okay. You're not, like, you could be a trader. That's a little different than being an investor. An investor, you just invest your money in something and it's going to keep making you money. You don't really have to invest any time or effort into it. Okay. So being a trader, that's more like being a self-employed person. I would look at it. If like I trade Forex on the side, and that is basically being self-employed, right? You're using your money to make money, but you're actually actively spending your time on that as well. You got to learn, you got to trade every day, you got to check you just, you're spending your time, looking at charts and things like that. And, it's, even though it's not a lot of time, it's still time you have to trade. So anyways, that's self-employed, not being an investor. Okay. So then we have cash flow, net income, net worth. I'm not sure if I covered that already. Sorry, I'm just going through my notes. I'm just sharing notes. This is not a training or a lesson. I didn't put this together. I am just sharing my notes going through this course, that hopefully some of these things stick out or they inspire you, intrigue you to go and start researching this stuff, start thinking differently about generating wealth if you want to create wealth in your life. Let's see, those investments and the capital of those investments is where you're looking at. Okay, these are just notes to remind me of what's going on here. Business equals profit, real estate investments. I'm not even sure what that is. It's like I said, these are just notes that I put down. Hopefully you started to put together your wealth plan. Okay, we talked about that over the last 2 days. So you want to look in an aspect of 3 to 10 year plan, depending on what you're looking at and why. If you already have a business or investments, okay, you need 3 years to apply everything, here that you're learning, okay, to generate that passive income so that you can stop working. It's going to take you at least 3 years. Okay. Now, starting out, you're going to want to have a 7-year plan. All right. If you're in debt, you'll need a 10-year plan, right? Because you got to get out of debt, and then you got to get into positive income, then you got to save your money, and then you're going to apply the thing. So wherever you're at, it's okay. You got to decide, do you need a 3 to 10, do you need a 3-year plan, 7-year plan, 10-year plan? Where am I at? Okay. I'm gonna skip this. Okay, so this one was really big for me today. The more zeros you're comfortable in working with determines how much wealth you can create. So if you're in sales, or you're investing or anything like that, how many zeros you're comfortable with selling or investing in is going to determine how much wealth you can generate, if that makes any sense, right? If you're not comfortable dealing in millions of dollars, you're not going to make millions of dollars, right? It's pretty obvious. So your active income, right? What do you want to, so you got to look at, where do you want to be in your active income? 3 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, where do you want to be with your active income? Do you want to be out of it? Do you want to be doing it? Some people love their job. They want to keep doing their job. I'm a coach. I love coaching, but I don't want to coach at the level that I've always coached at, right? Coaching thousands of people. I've done that, been there, done that, but I love coaching. So there's a certain amount of clients that I want. Passive income, right? What's your 3 to 7 or 3 to 10 year goal or plan to generate passive income? Investment income, same thing. Now, this stuff is tedious for most people. For some people, they love that stuff. Me, I'm not a detail oriented person. I'm more outgoing, social, personable type person, right? Others, they like numbers and figures, like Sheldon on The Big Bang Theory, right? He's all about that. That's not me. So that's another thing we learned today. You gotta see, who are you? Some people are better at making money and some people are better at managing money. I'm definitely not the managing person, right? I am the making person. Okay. So then you have your physical assets. You have business, real estate, property value, things like that. That's physical assets. Then you have paper assets, things like stocks, crypto, franchises, licensees. That's paper stuff that's only on paper. Okay, then they're talking about, what do you want your goals to be as far as active and passive? We already went over that. Making money versus managing money. Yes, so I started to get over that. So learn to make it and then learn how to manage it. Now, you might originally need to do both. Now, if you're married, in a relationship, you have kids, maybe one or the other, right? Maybe one of you makes the money, one of you manages the money, that type of thing. You got to know, what are you better at, right? If you're business partners, which one of you is better at making money? Which one of you is better at managing money? Don't you be managing the money if you're better at making the money and they're better at managing the money. Okay. If you're both great at making money, hire someone. You both make money, then hire somebody to manage the money, right? Now keep your eye on them, but you want to maximize your strengths. Okay. Now, what are you better at? Get someone to do the other thing. Okay. If you're great at both, that's good. Some people are, not many people, but some people are. If you are, fantastic. If you're great at making and managing your money, that's amazing. Okay, that's amazing. That is a skill that I have to force myself to, to learn and do. So I'm, pretty much on my own, right? When my son gets a little older, I'm hoping he's going to be good at managing money, so he can manage the money for us. Okay, but anyways, things like making money. There's active, right, and there's passive, and we talked about that again. Real estate, it can be both, right? If you're let's say you're flipping properties, so you're buying real estate, you're fixing it up, you're selling it. That's both. That's active and passive, because you can fix it up and you can fix it up and rent it out, right? That's both. Know yourself, your habits, your tendencies, things like that. If you don't know which one you are, I recommend you can do it for free. Maybe I can post a link there. If you don't have it, you can do what's called a DISC assessment. Okay, dominance, influence, whatever. Without going in, it's called a DISC profile assessment. Tony Robbins has one up for free. Been there for years. You can go and take it for free. You don't have to pay for it. And do a DISC assessment on yourself to see what are your strengths and weaknesses, and see what you're better at. And just think in your life, what are you better at, making money or managing money? It's a pretty obvious answer, right? So let's examine what makes someone good at making money and versus someone good at managing it. Okay, the person that's good at managing money, if you have more ability to follow rules, steps, not change it up, you like systems, and you're consistent, to follow formulas every single time. Like I said, DISC. I put this in my notes here. If you can see that on the screen, did I share my screen? I did. Then you're probably more of a manager type. You're probably really good at managing money. Maybe you need somebody to help you make more money, right? Or you need somebody else if you have a team or a partner or kids or whatever, right? Maybe they can make more money than you can. These days, kids are making crazy money, more than their parents, doing TikTok videos and stuff, right? So they maybe manage their money, right? Like kind of like a Britney Spears thing, right? Her parents, I think, were managing all her money for her. It's kind of a bit of a joke, but the other thing is the person better at making money, they're more of a salesperson, they're more charismatic, they're more, they're better at marketing campaigns. They're not afraid to connect with people, they're not afraid to prospect, they're not afraid to take risk and create relationships and learn about sales and marketing and growth and things like that. Then you also want to think, longer term, you might end up with two types of wealth businesses, right? We're talking about building wealth businesses. One passive long-term and one active long-term with investments. Reasons that could be, why you want to think longer term with different businesses, whether it's passive or active, is taxation, higher risks. So I'm sorry. So passive long-term or active investments, the reasons you might want to think longer term is because of things like taxation, risks, returns, more aggressive. So there's differences in your strategies. So some might be short term. Okay, this is what he was talking about. I think some are short term and some are long term. Now, thinking in the short term with investments and things like that, you might be able to be a little more aggressive, right? Take a little higher risk, that type of stuff. Now, to think, a little more long term, you want to look at things that have less risk, right? Maybe lower returns, but it's more consistent. It has a higher probability of generating that wealth for you. So you want both. Okay. You may want to part. Yeah, you may. Let's see. What does he say? May want. I wrote this down. What may want part of you? Yeah, you may want part of your family on the active side and the other on the passive side. Okay. So you might want part of your family doing the work, going to work every day, and then part of your family working on the investments in the passive side and building that, depending on how big your family is. The more active, the more you can invest, right? 100K is the number. If you're not making 100K a year, you got to focus on the active income first. Okay. Passive income, it's not hard. You want to take a percentage of what you make and put it into passive investments, right? Sorry, I'm trying to get this over as quickly as I can. It's simple, yes, but it's not easy. Okay. So your homework, let me move this so I can make sure I read this right and you can read it right. Let me just move this down a little bit. So your homework, if you want to do this, cool. I know you didn't go through this whole lesson, and these are just but I'm telling you, this is a major, portion of what he talked about here. So your homework is focused on how your passive income can surpass your active income. So start to think about how can I, how can I take my active income and create passive income? How can I start creating passive income that will surpass my active income and put that plan together? All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please comment or share below. Just sharing things. I want to get in the habit of putting more content out there for you guys to help benefit people, start you to think differently, improve your life, your business, things like that. If you liked it, please comment or share. And I appreciate your time, and have a blessed day. Take care.